Okay, so here we are with another video we're going to check out and we're going to get into it right away. So here we go.
ESPN.com this week, our Dave McMenamin detailed that there were moments within LeBron James' 8 years in LA where he felt like he was being taken for granted by the Lakers. McMenamin also detailed in the piece that a source familiar with James' thinking told ESPN that the Lakers' approach and how they showed their interest in retaining him will be a factor in his decision to return to Los Angeles or not. And so, Jay, will I ask you, have the Lakers taken LeBron for granted?
Kenny, I'm really curious to get your opinion on this because, look, the clip that's going viral around J.J. Redick getting the, 100 game ball is, like, fascinating, right? It's like, okay, like, is that intentional? Maybe.
Okay, so I'm not even going to wait for him to answer this because clearly it's taking a little too long for him to do it. No. How can somebody take advantage of someone that's been handed pretty much everything since you arrived? Let's be honest, that bubble championship meant nothing. Nothing. So me speaking as a fan of the game of basketball, my opinion only. Majority of these teams probably heard rumor about what it is playing with LeBron or working with LeBron. And it got to be negative. It had to be negative. Social media was getting word that it was negative. We was hearing that it's negative. Most of the players that we heard were supposed to be better playing alongside LeBron ended up being garbage players. At least that's what the narrative made it seem like. So now you look at a player that arrived in LA, promised championships. LA ended up getting the bubble championship ring, which honestly means nothing. Nothing. Have you noticed how we have not won another championship after that bubble COVID championship run? We haven't. All we've been hearing is storyline after storyline, narrative after narrative. That's all you've been hearing. Pointing the finger. We done seen so many players get swapped in and out. So many coaches get swapped in and out. And you want to know what? That's the norm. That's what's been happening in Cleveland. That's what's been happening in Miami. Now we're dealing with LA, and it's the same thing for GOAT James. Has he been treated fairly? You're talking about a player that has his son playing in the league, on the team. Has he been treated fairly? Really? Like, you've been running the show forever, getting top dollar, playing alongside the best players in the league, superstars. LeBron has played with the most superstars in the history of any player that has ever played a game. And I'm talking about legitimate stars. I'm talking about people that made a name for themselves. I'm not talking, think about it. LeBron will sit up there and say Scottie Pippen was a star player. Did we know Scottie Pippen was going to be Scottie Pippen? No. We knew who Michael Jordan was. And notice I stopped there because who else besides Scottie Pippen can we bring up? LeBron done played with Kyrie, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, Rondo. Like, I could keep on going. Has he been treated fairly? Man, please.
I mean, for a guy that is the all-time winningest player in the history of the NBA, doesn't get the game ball. But I think it's one of these it's like an underrepresented problem, I think, that sometimes happens within the league. Kenny, I'm so fascinated to hear your perspective on.
What did Tyree say? What more do you want from me? What more do you want from me is the question. LeBron, what more do you want from the Lakers? What more do you want from your fans? What more do you want? You're arguably number 2 in some people's book. Arguably number 2. You're mad because you're not number one. You're wearing number 23. I believe your son's wearing number 9, which is Michael Jordan's college number or USA number. Like, what more do you want? What more? Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. 23 years of this BS, year after year. Right now, we should be talking about OKC. And the only reason why I highlight OKC is because OKC right now is fighting to regain, or should I say, maintain their status of NBA champion. And from the looks of it, they may do it again. But here we are talking about Paul James.
On this one, too. I think a lot of times the public or people think that these problems are only driven because of the egos of the athlete. And a lot of times when, like, I had a great conversation with PJ Tucker the other day, and a lot of stuff it says, I'm not going to utilize names because it's his story to tell. But, and I've seen these accounts too, a lot of times within organizations, you do have favoritism. You do have moments where the organization doesn't know how to really control the pecking order or handle a lot of the noise being made around the players, whether it's team seats, whether it's LeBron James cookies, whether it's the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum situation where it's like, hey, the crowd may love it, or the coach may say, this is Jason's team. Things happen throughout the...
Right now, think about this, right? And this is me. I'm like everybody else. I got my opinion. Other teams right now, if you look at the way they're playing, besides the fact that they're actually playing, they're not eliminated like LeBron James and the Lakers, but they're playing basketball. One of my biggest issues with LeBron James is never just about basketball. I can name 2 players right now, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. These players were so great that they had to bring in off the court nonsense just to water down their reputation. Think about it. If we were strictly just talking about basketball, they played the game at the highest level. They were the greatest 2 players of all time. But with LeBron James, everything surrounding or outside of basketball is always the topic. Nobody seems to be the focus point. You can't do anything around the league. All these players are being overlooked, barely getting enough recognition because everyone wants to continue to talk about LeBron James. And I'm one of them right now. But what's the reason for it? Because we're listening to all this bull, all this BS is a constant distraction from the game of basketball. You talk about Kobe Bryant is Rob Pelinka's favorite. Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be? Considering Kobe goes out there and bleed purple and gold. He bled purple and gold. Rest in peace, he's no longer with us, but he bled purple and gold. Michael Jordan, when he played, he laid it all on the floor. That's it. No excuses. They put it all on the floor. LeBron James is always a reason. We're always talking about building around him. We're always talking about getting LeBron James another ring. How about he go out there and earn it? There hasn't been one single ring that has been earned. One. Because there always was some storyline. Like this is a damn Netflix special. It's never just basketball. It's always some reason. I didn't get this call. There's always some flop, some travel. Somebody wasn't there. We didn't have a complete team. We didn't gel together. Like, I just don't get it. Just don't get it.
Course of the season, and what I would call it is a death by 1,000 cuts. There's so many things like, Kenny, you're one of the most aware dudes on the planet, especially within a team. So there may be in teams where you may have to bow down because you recognize where the pecking order exists. But if you feel like you're on the same level of somebody and you come in and you see those 1,000 cuts, small cuts by the organization because you think you're as equal to your counterpart and not beneath, a lot of times that creates more distance and more controversy and more chaos. And to me, like, this is an example of that. I'm not saying you need to cater to every one of LeBron James's needs. I'm not saying that at all. But a lot of times we always put the onus on the player, and a lot of times it is on the organization as well to manage the egos and how they communicate that, because it does add up.
Well, I've been blessed to play with two of the greatest players that I feel has ever played in the game. And in college, I played with Michael Jordan, and in the NBA with Hakeem Olajuwon. And never, ever in their tenures that I played with them, I heard the word "my team" or "taken for granted," because the things that they worried about were not cookies. It just wasn't cookies, or seats on the plane, or seats in the stands and where they go. And if you ask me, the Lakers take them.
See, the reason why we still dealing with this rookie BS from LeBron James is because when you take shortcuts throughout your career, guess what? You never develop. You never develop, which is why every time someone new plays alongside LeBron, there's never any growth. If anything, they always look like a shell of themselves, or they look like they don't even look like a star player. Every player that actually left and went on their own do what? A hell of a lot better. A hell of a lot better. We are still talking about rookie nonsense coming from LeBron. Like he said, seats on a plane, cookies. You didn't hear that from the greats. But when you have a manufactured GOAT, like we've been seeing throughout these 23 seasons, this is why we're still dealing with this nonsense. We're worried about everything else. And he talking about he's a pass first, he's a team player. Jordan was shoot first. Not from what we're seeing. Not from what we're seeing, because Jordan appears to be currently, and in my opinion, always has been, one of the most team-like players I've ever seen. Pass first. When you're a leader, you don't have to worry about passing first. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say. And feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll definitely respond back to you. So until the next one, take care.